So what's clear is that the expense, both in terms of compute power and time, to create these foundation models, and for them to be fundamentally trained on language, is something that does not need to be repeated. You don't need to keep training models over and over again on language, on the fundamental language capabilities. So where we see the direction of this going is training models on lots of different kinds of information. Code is a key example, right? Training a model to write code is something that is becoming quite good now. The benchmarks are rising and rising, so we plan to leverage this in AnswerRocket, in the Skill Studio, to be able to say, yep, I want to take a description of the analysis that I want. Maybe I'm trying to understand the outliers in a cohort of customers. That description is sufficient for a language model to compose the code that becomes the skill that then answers questions, right? So that's just one example of one thread of how these language models will drive progress forward. Another good example is the language models are specializing. Some of them may specialize around the idea of writing long descriptions, not a chat conversation, but a long description of a process or a product or a consumer sentiment, right? So those models will be used for that purpose. Other models may be very good at interacting with someone, having short, brief, sharp interactions to kind of summarize what a goal of the customer that a user has. So we'll use those models in that way. So very much this idea of differentiated models based on how they've been trained, the training of the models on different kinds of data, not just train it to predict the next word or tell the story, but train it to do a specific job. And then for Max to be able to use the right model in the right way to complete that pipeline that takes the user from the beginning, which is I have a business problem, to the end, which is I've profited. And that's the goal of Max, to be able to complete that arc.